Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure collection video. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman The Last on Earth collection. Now, it's not a huge collection, it's based off a 3-issue sort of What If Elseworlds future miniseries, but it's a pretty cool story and a subline from McFarlane Toys. I'm going to slowly do little collection videos on each of the different sublines. I start off by doing Batman the White Knight. If you want to check out that video, I will put a link in the description below. So this is an interesting comic story. It's a what-if story in the future, where basically Batman has become a totalitarian dictator. He's an old man, his name's Omega, and he pretty much rules, I think, the entire world at this point. A lot of the villains work for him, like Scarecrow and Bane and many others, and there is a resistance going on. Wonder Woman, and a lot of times she has the helm of Dr. Fate, is a leading member of the Resistance. And Alfred actually cloned Bruce Wayne, raised him in Arkham Asylum, eventually broke him out, and he became Batman to try to take down Omega. Like I said, it's a very interesting story, a lot of interesting visuals, and interesting ideas, but it is an Elseworlds what-if future. It makes for some pretty cool action figures, though. This was some of the stuff McFarlane made in, I think, the second year of the Multiverse line. We had a 4-figure Build-A-Figure wave, so a total of 5 figures there, because you build Bane. Later, they made a 5-pack with all those figures. There was also a Target exclusive Wonder Woman with the helm of Dr. Fate, and recently a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Batman vs. Omega 2-pack. In this video, we'll take a look at each of the figures, show off the entire collection, so hope you guys enjoy. But before we get to the figures, let's check out the Batman Last on Earth comics. So here's a look at my Batman Last on Earth comic collection. I have 3 different versions of number 1, 2 different versions of number 2, and 2 different versions of number 3. In addition to that, I also have the hardcover graphic novel collected version of Batman The Last on Earth. This is a hardcover, basically collected volume with all 3 issues. If you haven't read it and you have access to it, you should check it out. It's a pretty light read, only 3 books, and it's pretty interesting. You see the front there, Batman carrying the Joker head in the lantern. Batman, Last Night on Earth. Here's the core set of figures from Batman Last Night on Earth. This was, I think, the second Build-A-Figure wave in the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. We have Scarecrow, Wonder Woman, Batman, Omega, and of course, Pile 4, Collective Build Bane. Now, Bane and Scarecrow weren't even in the comic that much. I think they might have killed Alfred. Scarecrow has a very unique look to him, and Bane, he's a big boy and looks more or less like the Bane we're familiar with. Not sure why they made gray skin on this Bane. He didn't even look like that in the comics. But it's a pretty nice set. I'd say the wave as a whole is a home run. And there are probably some other characters they could have made, but these are definitely the most logical main ones. Here's Scarecrow out of the package. What a weird choice for the first Scarecrow figure. I remember when it came out, I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, that looks weird, creepy, but we can't get a regular Scarecrow first. He's on the flight stand here. Kind of reminds me of the Arkham Knight as far as the hands, but way more exaggerated. And this red dome comes off, exposing a really creepy face. Here's this Wonder Woman out of the package. Now you may wonder, why did you get the Wonder Woman sealed? That's not really a Batman-related character. Well, it's part of the Batman Last on Earth wave, Collective Build Bane, so it's from a Batman story. It says Batman in the package, and it has parts of Bane in the package. Wonder Woman looks pretty good, but the Mohawk thing definitely threw me off. I've gotten used to it over time, but it's definitely not a traditional look for Diana. Here's this Batman out of the package. It's a very interesting Batman figure. He's in a straitjacket, W for Wayne on the front. If you really wanted to, you could probably head swap and make different inmates. And then we have Omega. This is pretty much an older, evil version of Batman, and that is something McFarlane has gotten really good at, making evil Batman figures. Buy the entire wave, and you get to build Bane. A massive, intimidating Bane. The sculpt is fantastic, articulation is quite limited, but the paint job, why did they make his skin gray? He didn't even look like this in the comics. I don't understand why they did this. I've seen some people repaint this guy with flesh colors, green veins for Venom, and it looks great. Now, there was a big problem with his legs. Legs didn't stay on very well. They fell off way too easily, didn't quite lock into place unless you were lucky or successful at heating him up, doing all kind of stuff. This was sort of a strike for McFarlane, and they've done pretty good on the build of figures for the most part, besides Bane. A little while later, they released a variant of Wonder Woman. It came out a little bit after the wave. This is a Target exclusive, at least in the US. This is before McFarlane even had gold label on the packaging. We have the exact same Wonder Woman figure, but this one is wearing the helmet of Dr. Fate, which is a really cool sort of concept. Hero mashup, Wonder Woman, Dr. Fate sort of combined. And here's this Wonder Woman out of the package, wearing the helmet of Fate. And if you want to heat it up and take the helmet off, you can, but her face is unfinished underneath. They also made this giant box set from Batman Last Night on Earth. This was a 5-pack containing all the figures. Scarecrow, Wonder Woman, Batman, Omega, and then a fully assembled Bane. This was, I believe, a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. It's a terrible value. It's a great package, great presentation, but if you break it down, the original price, it actually costs more per figure to get it this way than individually, and usually you get a price break when you buy in bulk. This thing was definitely clearanced over time. I would have bought 2 of these if there were any differences with the figures from this box set and the original releases, which there are not. This is one of, I believe, 3 different box sets I did like this, and I don't think they did well because they stopped making them. Like I said, I would have bought another one if they may have some new accessories, some paint differences, something, but they're 100% identical. Giant box set. Batman, Last Night on Earth. Batman, Wonder Woman, Bane, Scarecrow, and Omega. One side of the package, Batman, Last Night on Earth. On the back, you can see all the figures posted up and each of the different figures. This one actually still has the original tape seal, never been opened before, and I don't plan to do it today. Here's the contents from this exclusive 5-pack. Now, I didn't get 2 of the 5-packs, so we have the one in the package here. And these 5 figures are from the single releases, but I compared them online. The only thing you get from this 5-pack is a collector's card for each of the figures, which you got originally, but you didn't get one for Bane, and that is not worth buying this thing again for. Like I said, I would have gladly bought it again if there was something different with the figures, but there's not. And here's the final release. This is a 2-pack, Omega vs. Batman, and it came out in fairly recent history, less than a year ago. This was a McFarlane Toy Store and Amazon exclusive. Notice it doesn't have the window packaging, so you can't see the figures. And I am not a fan of when they do that. They do that sometimes with figures that are only sold online, so there's no store for you to look at and browse. And most people order them online, know what they're getting. This one says gold label on it, but totally blank packaging. And then here's this Old Man Omega next to the Rebirth Batman. These are the 2 figures that came in this box set. Now it's a cool sort of re-release of Omega, and this one is an unmasked, older Bruce Wayne head, bloated up, battle damaged. And then it's a clever reuse of the Rebirth Batman. The Rebirth Batman is not from the Last Night on Earth, but that's the exact same look and costume that he had when he put his costume on in the comic series. This one is also bloated up, and it makes perfect sense. Now, Omega here came with a really cool accessory, and it's Darkseid's head on a pike. In this comic story, Batman actually killed Darkseid, took his powers, and that's sort of how he became this totalitarian dictator. Those are 2 really cool accessories you get with this. You get Darkseid's head on a pike with Omega, the 2-pack version, and then you get Joker's head in a little sort of lantern, and that comes with the straitjacket Batman. So overall, it's a pretty cool subline by McFarlane Toys. I don't see them making any more figures in this line, although they could always make some weird patina or black and white type variations. I guess the line might not fully be over. I can't think of any other characters they would actually make figures for, but there were a ton of other Batman rogues in this thing. I remember Harley Quinn, Ventriloquist, but they were only in for a couple panels. So, what do you guys think? Have you read Batman Last Night on Earth? Did you like it? I liked it, but I didn't love it. I don't really like the idea of this being Batman's future, but it's not a canon future. This is just a what-if Elseworld story. And it makes him some pretty cool figures. I like the Omega guy. I always like getting a new Bat character, although technically it is Bruce Wayne. Bane, he's cool, but they kind of messed him up. I don't know why. He has gray skin, and they had that problem with the legs. Scarecrow, creepy, well done, but what a weird version to choose as your first Scarecrow. And then Wonder Woman, although she looks good, her outfit's good, her body's good, I'm not feeling the mohawk. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.